This story is about Geo the Triangle and his first day at school. He encounters new triangles and learns about them. On the first day of school, Geo Triangle was happy to see his mother. He was happy because she made his favorite for lunch, spaghetti angles, and he noticed that she looked similar to him. He then asked why. Geo's mother replied, "We may be different sizes, but we still have the same angles. We are similar triangles, and never forget it." When Geo arrived at school, there were many different looking triangles that he'd never seen before. He saw ones with one long side and others with angles he never thought of before. He felt scared. When he arrived into his class, which was being taught by a pentagon, who was made up of many triangles, he said, "I know that seeing all these different triangles must be scary, but they are all the same. Let me start off the day by explaining the different triangles so nobody can be afraid of anybody." He first begins, "A triangle, which you students are, is consisted of 3 sides and angles, and the total of these angles equal 180 degrees every time. So all triangles equal a total of 180 degrees, which means that you are all the same on the inside. On the other hand, there are also different shapes of triangles." The teacher then asked his class of anybody who would like to volunteer to explain what kind of triangle they were. First was Bob. He said that he was an equilateral triangle. All of his sides and angles are congruent, which means that everything is equal. "Look," he says, "I am always equal, which makes me the best." As soon as Bob was finished, Iso jumped up and stated that he was an isosceles triangle, which he then describes as a triangle that has 2 angles and sides that are the same, and only one is different. After Iso was Sally, a scalene triangle. She is unique because all of her sides and angles do not equal at all. They are always different. They will never be similar at all. She is unique because there is no one like Sally. After Sally, it was Wright's turn. Wright is a right triangle who has a right angle. A right angle equals 90 degrees. Before anyone could explain what an obtuse triangle was about, Wright started talking again loudly and said his father is an obtuse triangle, and that one of his angles are greater than 9 degrees. Although this is correct, Mr. Pentagon was angry about this outburst in class, and said that a triangle which has an angle of 135 degrees is called an obscene triangle. I hope you're not like your obscene father. Please sit down. When Wright was done blabbing about his father, Mr. Pentagon asked the class if anyone knew what an acute triangle was. Geo had a suspicious feeling that he could be an acute triangle, but raised his hand to the teacher to say that he doesn't know. Right before he did that, Bob bursted out and stated that Geo is like me. He has angles that are smaller than 90 degrees. Mr. Pentagon said, "Although you are correct, Bob, an acute triangle could also be a scalene triangle, when all the sides and angles do not equal." The day went on, and Geo felt a little bit more comfortable about himself and his peers. But in the end, the teacher said that we are all different types of triangles in the world. I don't want nobody making fun of how a triangle looks, because they're all equal to 180. And never forget that. Sorry for the loud humming noise in the background. I had no idea why that is happening.